the session, sir.
Yes, Vikram.
Good evening, a warm welcome to all of you to the webinar series hosted by Advocates Association Bengaluru. We have with us today Mr. M. Shiva Prakash, Advocate, High Court of Karnataka. Sir, we are happy to have you with us today. Welcome to the webinar.
Thank you.
Now it's time to introduce our today's speaker. Mr. M. Shiva Prakash hails from Srinivaspura Taluk of Kolar district, where his father was a leading lawyer. He initially joined the office of Professor and former Advocate General late Shri M.R. Janardhan. Since his maiden days of practice, Mr. Shiva Prakash is more interested in public interest lawyering on social issues, more particularly related to the agricultural field. He has filed many public interest litigations. One of the remarkable work Mr. Shiva Prakash has done is rehabilitation package to the Bhadra Abhayaranya, saving 12 villages in the deep forest. Second work is whistleblowing of sand mafia in the district of Kolar and across the state, and the outcome of the public interest litigation was amendment to the concerned statute in the year 2016. Mr. Shiva Prakash also joined his hands with Mr. D.K. Ravi, the noted Deputy Commissioner of Kolar, to prepare and propose the KC Valley Water Project for the Kolar district for agricultural purpose. By a detailed study of the plight of mango growers, Mr. Shiva Prakash filed a public interest litigation in the year 2012 before the Honorable High Court of Karnataka and got great reliefs to them by building a huge marketing yard and establishment of Mango Development Board in Srinivaspura Taluk. Presently, a public interest litigation has been filed by Mr. Shiva Prakash against the misdeeds, malpractices, and maladministration in the APMC markets, which is pending for consideration. His battle continues to protect the interest of farmers. Sir, on behalf of Advocates Association Bengaluru, I extend a warm welcome to you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vikram. First of all, I must thank Mr. Vikram and his team for having taken up this webinar series, and it's a most valuable and most enlightening to the community of advocates. Thank you. Now, good evening to all. Shubha Sanjay. ಮತ್ತು ಶುಭ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. First of all, it's my duty to extend my compliments and also to say thanks to our Bengaluru Advocates Association, Bengaluru Vakilara Sangha, for having taken up this laudable cause and also laudable, positive, energetic, educative webinar to the whole of our fraternity and community, as well as to the general public, as well as to the students of the law universities. Now, on behalf of this Advocates Association, I particularly thank Mr. A.P. Ranganath, the steward in the association, who has taken up all these issues and more helpful to the advocates community, and Gangadhar and other office bearers. Thank you for all the office bearers. My dear fraternity brothers and sisters, senior advocates, as well as the audience in the webinar. Today in the evening, I have taken up the subject of this APMC, which is now, in my view, it is a burning issue because the whole of the country is under national lockdown, and to say it is a civilian curfew because of the COVID. When the nation is undergoing such a turmoil, all the activities in the country has come to standstill except one activity, that is we the farmers. Farmers, to the 136 million people in the country, they are now supplying food, and they have the strength to supply the food to the whole of country. And we have been blessed by Mother Earth to do these agriculture activities and also supply of most essential things to the whole of country. The agrarian sector, now which I have selected this as my choice, because my mentor, Professor M.R. Janardhan, the former Advocate General, and also my late father, K. Muniswami Gowda, their inspiration advice is, apart from my profession, I should also have service to the society, more particularly to the agrarian sector, farming community, because I hail from the rural sector. I know what is in and out of agriculturist and also what is real difficulty of agriculturist. We, the persons from Kolar district, we are proud of saying that we are the persons we are branded and we are called as Israeli fellows. Once when an agriculture, advanced agriculture is found out in Israel, and the next day or within a short time, we will adopt the same system of agriculture because we have small land holdings and our livelihood only from the land holdings. So we have no other way than to do or die. This is how the Kolar district is named and also famed. Now from the Kolar district, earlier, the persons which I would like to remember is the persons in the 60s and 50s who contributed more on this agrarian sector, as well as Kolar district, and other persons are one is the white flag mentor, late M.V. Krishnappa, and second is Dr. H. Marigoda, the Pitamaha of horticulture. Now, with their contribution in the state, our agriculture growth, horticulture production, as well as this vegetables is from the district of Kolar, we are producing 175 lakh ton of food grains and 75 lakh ton of vegetables and 50 lakh ton of fruits. This is our contribution, and this is contribution to the urban city, nearby city, Bangalore. The people every day they are getting milk at the rate of 20 to 25 lakh liters per day. This is the contribution of M.V. Krishnappa. Now, coming to the subject matter, why I have taken this APMC as my pet subject and interesting subject is, of course, the people have to know what is the background, legislative history of this APMC. To begin with, earlier, pre-independence, we were under the British rule. During that time, we are governed by the Britishers. To say noble souls, way back in the 1928, the Crown appointed commissions. Those commissions are called Royal Commissions. Royal Commission is a name, it's a sovereign. Royal is a sovereign. The person who was assigned to look into this agriculture in India is Mr. John Henry Whitley. John Henry Whitley. In 1928, John Henry Whitley submitted a report of 900 pages regarding the real and true difficulties of producers, agriculture producers. In this Royal Commission of India in Agricultural India, Chapter 9, exclusively deals with the plight of agriculturists in the country pre-independence. Taking into consideration this report one by one, afterwards, reconstitution of these states. During that time, in the 1956 or 57, there are 5, the state of Mysore, it was not state, it was Mysore. It was under 5 different rules and also enactments provinces. One is Bombay province, second is Hyderabad, third is Madras, fourth is Coorg, fifth is Mysore. The enactment on the agriculture, it commences from 1933 in different names, all with the central point is agriculture and marketing. These enactments of commencing from 1933, that is Madras province, up to 1956, Coorg province. These, when reconstitution of state in the year 1956, then the only one act called the Mysore Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee. It was enacted in the year 1966. During that time, I should say, and also I should remember the great visionaries, and also the person with due respect, I can say, a noble souls. Those are the legislators. They have a vision, far-reaching vision. In that, with that vision, they have enacted this act, the Mysore Agriculture Produce Marketing and Development Act and Regulations. The main principles and main object of this act is development of marketing system and this chain of marketing and infrastructures, efficient infrastructures. These things are provided. It is embodiment of this act. That's the very object and noble object, to give support and lift to the agrarian sector. Now, when the act came into force, the act was so noble, and slowly in the year 1986, the concept of this the open ads and market ads came into force. There are several amendments. In the several amendments, progressive amendments also brought into the act, but the principal act amendments are being carried out. These amendments includes the regulating, controlling, and penalizing in case if there is any such misdeeds or illegalities. The very object of the act is, it is harmonious act where it has balanced the agriculture producers and consumers. This is how it has been formulated. Now, in between these traders and commissioner, because earlier only one company and only one person or one establishment during Britishers rule, it is East India Company. They came, they robbed, they exploited in all fields, including agriculture field. During that period, this the Royal Commission was the report submitted. Now, post-independence. In the post-independence, now what we are hearing and what we are reading and what we are looking at the policies of the government, instead of this East India Company, they call it as multinational companies. And instead of a farmer, now they want to give very, to say a very strange word, that is corporate farming and techie farming. It is very ridiculous words they are using, because the forefathers and the persons who enacted this act, they have to say with a sacred meaning also with this farmer and with this agriculture and farming cultivation, etc., etc. Now these words they want to now give different term and different meaning to suit their own convenience. In my humble submission, now with these ordinances and with these words, it will not serve the purpose, because of course these present lawmakers and legislators, they may say that the old act, British act, etc., etc. Even today, in my experience, and also coming across with so many decisions rendered by the noble apex court judges as well as other high court judges, except that wording of British law and British year, etc., they cannot change words also. So one example, even Land Reforms Act, they have come with a different name. What is the purpose? It is embodiment of all the reliefs and all the things in the Land Reforms Act. They have given a wrong signal to the public, saying that it is British law, British rule, British act, etc., etc. Common man, without knowing the repercussions or without knowing its ramification, they are also using same word, British law, British law, British law. Now, coming to that point, I will not render more on these things. Now, coming to the point of the legislation itself is a socio-economic legislation in order to support the society as well as the agrarian sector. In the agrarian sector, of course, with the advanced technology and also with the advanced age, even with my own experience, I can say that we have succeeded in getting all the crops and also the yield and making use of scarcity of water in the districts of dry districts. We are getting good yield also. Where we are falling to the valley, or it is to say, ಪ್ರಪಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the marketing system. The marketing system are in the hands of few, either I can say vested interested person or the moneyed persons or this traders. They are controlling the whole of marketing system. We are getting the percentage of 95 up till getting our crop, and 5 marks totally we are failure. That the government has to address. Almost 76 years from the independence. Now this is the problem everywhere, and every person will make use of the platform on behalf of farmers. The persons who have entered as a lawmakers after 70s or after 80s, immediately they will forget about their background. That's how it's unfortunate to make such an expression. If I elaborate all these things, people and my viewers may say it is a political speech. So I don't want to extend all those things. Now, this APMC Act itself enactment, it's embodiment where all the checks and balances, including the chapters which I want to say is the APMC Act in the first chapter is establishment of markets. It's an independent authority. It's not anything which is under control of corporate bodies or anything, boards. And chapter 3 deals with constitution of market committees. Market committees is a very to say laudable thing where democratic process is introduced, where a farmer who is a really genuine farmer, he can enter into the market, and he can be, and he will be one of the director. It is there is no party or parties in this democratic process of constituting a committee. And representation from farmers, representation from traders, representation from these commission agents, representation from traders association, and a nominee from the government. This institutes body where it can control, regulate marketing system, day-to-day marketing, etc., etc. Where we have some checks and balances. We can. Farmer is also, it is always in my humble view, I can express, it is farmer friendly marketing institutions. I will repeat it. Farmer friendly marketing institution throughout the country. And the model of all these things is with pride, I can say, it is Karnataka, where all the, whatever now by way of ordinance they want to bring into it, all provisions are provided, and we are all happy, except some few lacunae. I will come to late what are those lacunae, why these things are happening. Now, and this constitution of committee, and again, conduct of business in chapter 4, it deals elaborately. Again, in chapter 5, staff of marketing committee, and again, power and duties of marketing committee. Chapter 7 deals with regulation of trading, and chapter 8 deals with marketing funds, and 9 deals with establishing special commodity marketing. So what not? Everything is embodied in the same enactment. It's a thing very happy if it is to the spirit and the spirit of the act. If it is introduced, everyone will be happy. Now, under these circumstances, sections which controls and which sections which regulates the market is a detailed thing which I need not go in detail, because each and every place checks and balances are placed where everybody is kept under control. And the trader is also, producer is also happy to know about what is happening in the market. It is either a open action or a bidding or by mutual agreement, or by nowadays it is e-tender, and also to direct purchase. These are things which are giving more option and more right to the farmer. to say, yes, I will accept your offer, or I may reject your offer. These are the options which in the same act it is given more power to the producer. Now, with this enactment, from time to time, to the time and to the need, the amendments are carried out. Amendments at no point of time damaged the fundamental principles in the entire APMC Act. Now, coming to this ordinance, which has been promulgated by the executives in the state, and in connection, in coordination, the union government promulgating these two ordinances. What is these ordinances? I would like to say before my audience that the first ordinance is on 5th of May. The national lockdown is on 22nd, 3/2020. Now, when we are seriously undergoing this national lockdown, virtually a civilian curfew. Now, at this time, this ordinance was forwarded by the executives, the state, to the governor for his approval and his signature. That's where we can understand what is their legal knowledge. I mean to say the so-called executives are bureaucrats, because why I'm using this harsh word is it is totally misguided by these bureaucracy or the executives only on lack of knowledge. See, once the constitution, the living organic thing where we have derived all the powers under our constitution, it is to say to the entire country. It's a in the word, if I want to say, it's a Bhagavad Gita, where we can derive all the laws and also the checks and balances to the legislators, lawmakers. Now, on 5th of May, when it was sent to governor, it is the governor who has sent it back. Why? The instruction given or direction given by the governor is place it before cabinet. See the lacuna. The persons who are lawmakers, is it not a ridiculous and shame on the part? They have sent it. It was sent back. It was published in the newspaper, and we are also the cause and why this notification was this ordinance was passed is it is in utter violation of constitutional legislative power. Now, on 5th of May 2020, a letter is addressed to the, because it appears it is Additional Chief Secretary, room number 618, third gate, 6th floor, MS Building, Bangalore. This is from Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. This is one another department and another portfolio. Earlier it was only Agriculture Department. They have made it one another because of these techies or because of these corporate bodies. They give all different. Now this is on 5th of May 2020. The audacity of the persons who are addressed is Dear Devi. We don't know who is Devi. And in the last it is said Dr. Nagalambika Devi, NIAS. See the bureaucratic, the way in which they have addressed a communication and a letter. I say it is a direction, a dictator, or it is the letter which they have addressed. Dev, dear, that's Dear Devi, a bureaucrat and official IAS officer. This is how they have addressed. And now, in this letter, they want to say that proper coordination and planning in this regard, it may be appreciated that this department had circulated model agriculture produce and livestock marketing facilitation and promotion to Act 2017. Now, under this direction, in the last, because the entire contents and entire matter, just I need not want to take to my viewers. I would therefore request state should consider adopting the same urgently. See the language, same urgently through the route of ordinance, in the interest of farmers and producers to enable them to get better market access for their produce at this juncture. And further, a copy of the amended act after the ordinance may kindly be sent to the ministry at the earliest. This is letter in a democratic setup and in a federalism, the most sacred constitution which have demarcated, encircled the state powers and the union powers. Now this letter they want to address to the state, you do it and send it immediately with an ordinance. It's like with due respect, an officer addressing a letter to the second division clerk or first division clerk. It's to the entire state. Is it not a thing which a self-respected person and self-respected government never accept this letter or this address? This is my view, and my viewer also accept by the viewers. Now, by virtue of this letter, now whatever the ordinance sent to the governor, he has thrown out and he has sent it again for consideration before the cabinet. That there also I pointed out lacuna, where legal knowledge to these bureaucrats. Now, after sending back, the government of Karnataka enacted and they have sent it back, and the governor, by way of ordinance, promulgated this ordinance on 16/5/2020. 16/5/2020, by substituting and this is amendment of APMS Act, substituting section 8 and amendment of section 117. This, in my respectful view and submission, it's like damaging spinal cord of a human being. It's a breaking down backbone. The whole of nervous system has been denounced. Why, I will explain. Now, after passing of this order, this promulgation, one thing Article 213 says, satisfaction of the governor, executive. We till date, I tried my level best to know what is that material they are placing and what is the satisfaction. Now we cannot have a parallel legislation by this executive. That's not the to say pious spirit of our Constitution of India. Now it is a parallel way of legislating by the executive. It is to be outright condemned. Now, under what circumstance 213 gives power to promulgate ordinance? The Honorable Apex Court, in the decisions of Dr. Wada and others, I will quote one or two decisions where landmark judgments by the, to say, from the temple of the Apex Court of Justice, where court says that this is not, this is an act of fraud played on the constitutional legislation. Fraud played on the constitutional legislation. And now this is not only one legislation, ordinance and promulgation of this ordinance that the state of Karnataka is bringing. There are several we are awaiting and already got on the Land Reforms Act, on the Essential Commodities Act, and on the electricity, and also on the labor law, etc., etc. We are still awaiting so many ordinances. Now, when the country is facing in a grim situation of COVID, is it emergency situation has cropped up, or is it essential circumstance? What is that circumstances and emergency to bring this ordinance? Nobody knows. The material I made my sincere efforts with the secretary to know. Even the copies are also not there furnishing. It's a very sad day even for an advocate. When as an advocate, when we approach, nobody is prepared to answer. So 213 of Constitution provides, yes, it should be satisfactory. What is the satisfactory? Nowhere it is explained, and it is totally, to say, vacuum. Now, in support of this, the union government, central government also promulgated an ordinance. This ordinance is the farmers, it is under 213 of the Article 213 of the Constitution. The farmers produce, trade and commerce, in the bracket, promotion and facilitation ordinance 2020. This was on 15th, this was on 15, this was in the month of June, 5th June of 2020. It's hardly 10 days or 15 days. In a democratic setup, more so the federalism, is it not mockery on the entire system of constitutional legislation? It's a mockery in my view. When such being the case, the central government, by bringing this is because the corporate sector and the moneyed people, and also the multinational companies. What was earlier said is East India Company, now multinational companies. They have brought it. The very object of a central government ordinance is an ordinance to provide for the creation of an ecosystem where the farmers and traders enjoy the freedom of choice relating to sale and purchase of farmers' produce, which facilitates remunerative prices through competitive alternative trading channels to promote efficient, transparent, and barrier-free interstate and intrastate trade and commerce of farmers' produce outside physical premises of the markets or deemed markets notified under the various state agriculture. See, here is a death knell where I said this spinal cord is damaged and backbone is broken. Now this APMC Act in the state, entire state and entire country, is only restricted to the physical boundaries of the premises. Now the committee, duly elected constitutional under Constitution, this constituted committee has no power outside the market. And now whatever the cess and whatever the income derived to these committees, there are altogether in the state of Karnataka, there are 164 principal markets, that's the big markets, and 374 market yards, and 80 notified agriculture producers. See, this 164 principal markets and 274 sub-markets. It is built, developed with infrastructures and all facilities to the farmers. Now, in the entire state, tentatively, if you take the monetary value of these entire structures, also the day-to-day marketing, it may come around 1 lakh crore. I'm saying in word 1 lakh crore. Day-to-day transactions, building, infrastructures, and these white elephant bureaucrats to look after them. Is it not our tax money which we have paid to these markets? Now they want to make these markets a skeleton. Why I'm using skeleton is when this act and regulation, all those things, whatever the object says in the central government, union government promulgating ordinance, let them show where is the lacuna in our state and other state, because APMC Act on this count it was removed or repealed in the state of Bihar, thinking that multinational companies or moneyed persons, etc., they will come and they will develop in a drastic way. Till date, the report in the website and also reports by the other committees, no development, no warehouse, no markets, and farmers are put to a lot of difficulty in the state of Bihar. Now, so far as other states also concerned, in Tamil Nadu and in Andhra Pradesh and in Karnataka, we have this Raita Sante and we have this the Raita Bazaar in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and also in Tamil Nadu also. These are the alternative markets which small farmers, they grow and they will bring and they will sell it to the producers, these consumers. They are happy. Now, these in the central promulgated ordinance, the wording of farmer means a person engaged in a production of farmers, produced by self or by hired about or otherwise. And also the intrastate person includes. See, it is how they cleverly, the intellectual or the so-called bureaucrats who are, to say, hand in glove with these moneyed corporate sectors, the big companies where they want to control the entire agriculture field also. And now the definition of this person includes an individual, yes. Partnership form, yes. Company, now they are introduced this company. A limited liability partnership. Cooperative society already there. Society. Scheduled farmers produce means the agriculture produce specified under any state APMC Act for regulations. Now, so state APMC Act means our any state legislated or union territory legislated force in the, by whatever name called so and so. Trade area means, again they said, means any area or location, place, production, collection, so and so. Physical boundaries of the principal market ads, sub-market ads, and market sub-ads managed and run by the market committee formed under each state APMC Act in force in India. This is how they want to give different meaning and different to say the wording to these only the simple way Krushika. Krushikan bitbiಟ್ಟು ಈಗ ಈ ಪದಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಸೇರಿಸೋದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ mischievous act of these so-called either bureaucrats, because these bureaucrats they are to say less said the better. I don't want to. And now in the APMC Acts, if there is any to say violation of the act, licensing conditions, then the committee, it's to say it has got highest power and full powers under section 87 of the act to initiate proceedings and to take action. Now in the union government, this promulgation of this ordinance, dispute resolution. They are doing dispute resolution by filing an application to a subdivisional magistrate who shall refer such dispute a conciliation board to the appointed by him for facilitating binding statement of disputes. So and so on, because reading it is not good now. Now dispute, now the traders company from say, let us say from Delhi, he will trade with me, a small farmer X, and now his eligibility is he should have this bank account or this PAN card, etc., etc. Now the persons like Malya and etc., I don't want to name, when they have cheated the whole country and their whereabouts and to bring them back, totally failure on the part of government. Now a farmer, by filing this dispute redressal before a subdivisional magistrate, I can call him as assistant commissioner. Even a simple dispute of land revenue acts under 136 or 49 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act, even for months and years, they will keep pending in a cold storage. Reason is extraneous. And something I don't want to say anything on this person. Can you expect these subdivisional magistrate or assistant deputy commissioner to resolve a person in the district of Punjab or a person in the district in the Union Territory of Delhi or in Calcutta once when he has taken goods from my farm? Can you bring him? Can you serve a notice to him? Is it possible? This is to say impracticable, and farmers then they have to select or they have to search for a thing of suicides, because all the year when the entire family has sweated for his agriculture, last thing this will happen, and this is the sure this will happen. The government and the governance has not considered all these aspects, and now the government and governance has to answer what is extraordinary urgency in the matter of bringing these legislation by way of promulgating ordinance, particularly in the agrarian sector. I can understand if there is any urgency or emergency in the matter of supply of medicines or in the matter of supply of some other thing which defense or etc., which requires in the context of getting of decisions rendered by the humble apex court. These decision, what is emergency, it has been well defined in Dr. Wadhwa case and also other where under 345 article, how they can exercise powers. And now, one other important aspect is now our constitution, a noble instrument or living thing which has demarcated what is the state power and what is union power. Under Schedule 7, item 52 of the list 1, it is a union list. Item 45 of the state list. Now, in the union list, there is no such agriculture or land issue. It is in the 7th schedule, article 246, where in the union list, item 41, trade and commerce with foreign countries. This is only the word they have used. So far as state list is concerned, state list schedule 7, item 14, it is agriculture. It is agriculture. And for 28, item 28 is market and fairs. Market and 45 is land. These are all domain of state legislation where the state can exercise its power, and it is the power which the people have given, people representatives. And now, is it not a thing which the union government is transgressing into the powers of the state government? It's outright, it should be condemned. It's a one way of, again, trespassing into the territory of state powers, domain powers. Domain powers. Now, without discussion, without debate, this legislation is brought. Of course, some persons may say, no, it is a legislation where they have to place it before the August Assembly within 6 weeks, that is from the date of promulgation. Yes, they may place. And what is the picture? Because earlier noble souls were there, like then Kadidala Manjappa. Because APMC Act, when it was brought, late Kadidala Manjappa, and then Shantavir Gopala Gowda, and then M.U. Kushnappa, and again this from Kolar district, T. Chennaya, noble souls, and from North Karnataka also, Baliga, etc., etc. There's those persons, they were devoting, preparing, and they were coming like an examination to have a discussion, healthy discussion, and a spirited discussion. Nowadays, less said the better. That's where the serious lacuna in the legislatures, where if I go again, they say that Shuprakash giving a political speech. No, I don't want. Now, under these circumstances, now the one or two decisions were transgressing into the ordinances. And the ordinances were in the case of Krishna Kumar Singh and another for the state of Bihar. Ordinance was promulgated one after another, where the Constitution bench has declared and said that an exceptional power given to the government to make ordinance in extraordinary situations had, in the manner it is in its exercise, taken over the primary lawmaking function of legislature in the state. The Constitution bench deprecated the rule of ordinances. Like that, there are another edition where our chief, that is former chief justice of India, E.S. Venkatramaya, in India Cements versus State of Tamil Nadu, where it says a constitution of a country is a living and organic thing, which of all instruments has the greatest claim to be controlled. Now, what is this organic and what is this meaning? The spirit has been now taken away. And one other additions where Dr. Wadra's, Dr. D.C. Wadra and state of Bihar, it is again in the year 1999, the power conferred on the governor is to ordinance is in the nature of emergency power, which vested in the governor for taking immediate where such action may be necessary. And the wording used is it is not a parallel legislation to legislate and to promulgate ordinances. It is the competence of legislation by these executives is in question. They have to answer. And now coming to now the time is shortened. Now these ordinances, it is in another edition where Honorable Apex Court said the Chief Justice, the other Chief Justice Chandrachud. It is said that take into consideration the ordinances passed one after other in Bihar government. It is Ordinance Raj. Ordinance Raj. That's the wording used by our Honorable Chief Justice. Ordinance Raj. Like that, now one after the other ordinances, one after the other backdoor entry legislation. Backdoor entry legislation. I put it as a backdoor entry. This is to be deprecated. This is to be deprecated. There is no such emergency, and there is no extraordinary circumstances to call the executives, the governor, to impose this, promulgate this ordinance. And lastly, now with all these things, my appeal and my request to the governance and also our Advocate General of the Karnataka, kindly look into in different dimension. The last person who will be affected and the person who is more affected is agrarian sector, the farmers. With this legislation and backbone is broken. What is lacuna in our state present APMC Act? Let them show it and let them have a debate. Even to have a good debate and healthy debate and energy debate, I made arrangement with our Lordship Nagmohan Das on 27th of June with all emissaries in the state where Bapu Goda Patil, the so-called the persons who are leading this on behalf of farmers, they have a voice in the entire state. Unfortunately, because of COVID, where we have organized, that has been postponed. Still, we have time, we will organize and we will have a healthy discussion. This ordinance take into consideration from all angles. It is not a parallel legislation, and outright I can say the governance. Not only this legislation, there are 4 or 5 legislations. These are all to say draconian. In my humble opinion, the legislation or this ordinance is a death warrant to the farming community. Idu Marna Shasana. ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದ ಮುನಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೃಷಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತದ್ದು. ಕೃಷಿತೋ ನಾಸ್ತಿ ದುರ್ಭಿಕ್ಷಂ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಧಾನಗಳಿಂದ ಕೃಷಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋ ರೈತನಿಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾನೂನು ತಂದು ಅವನ ಬೆನ್ಮೂಳೆ ಮುರಿದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವನ್ನ ಶೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಆಗಿ ಆ ರೈತನು ಹಿಂದೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ದುರ್ಭಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕಾದಿಟ್ಟ ಬುತ್ತಿ. ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ದ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ it is and the techies. Now I am posing one question on behalf of these corporate sector and companies and these techies. The say of our honorable ministers is no, they want to take up agriculture and they want to cultivate and they want to give more production. Yes, I really appreciate. In our villages now, as such statistics, the persons who are all educated from the villages and who have been now migrated to the urban areas where they married, or in the foreign countries also they married, they are happy with their salaries, and they from the day one they forget their roots, that is their villages. They forget their land. Thirdly, they forget their parents also. Now villages are deserted. With this practical situation, practical thing, do you want to hand over this entire lands and also this production agriculture produced to the corporate sector or to the techies? Let them give the statistics. To my information, where I have collected statistics, only 5% of so-called educated, they have that affection bondage with the villages. 95% they marry and they will have their own to say pleasures in the urban areas and the cities, and they spend easily. Nobody is interested because the agriculture presently, I can call the governance has classified not only third class, it is in the fourth class. The economic condition, because I said 95% we secure, 5% we fell into the ditch. There, the governance has to take care, governance has to rise to the occasion, and governance has to look into all these things, and they have to rectify the bureaucratic mistake. So whereas APMC ads where some persons say that there is misdeeds, illegalities, and also the corruption is so high. Is it not the failure on the part of bureaucracy? When power is given to them, now the APMC ads in the state or elsewhere, in my respectful statement, and I say, this is a rehabilitation center of politicians. Those persons who are not been elected are not given proper place in the politics. I mean to say their followers or ಹಿಂಬಾಲಕರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು APMC ಆಡ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಅಥವಾ ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ, ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರಾಜಕೀಯ political corruption and bureaucratic corruption is the root cause to destroy and to destabilize this the market system. It is always farmer friendly market, always farmer friendly market. This APMC Act and APMC establishment of this market, I fought, and I have also earlier our Noble Chief Justice Vikram did same in Mango Growers Association, where I am the petitioner. I fought tooth and nail, where the Chief Justice understood the issues, and every time he was calling about 10 to 15 secretaries, principal secretaries to the court. Then he is a person who directed to constitute this board, Mango Development Board, and also the Israel technology was brought to Kolar and Srinivaspura, and he is the person who is also responsible to direct the government to build a sophisticated APMC market in Srinivaspura, the mango, to say world famous mango growing place in Srinivaspura. And also now, with all these things, when I fought against these persons, the enforcement director or the other persons, for the time being, they will take action and they will be alerted. Afterwards, again, same thing, that the agriculture producers, farmers are to say, if it is aware, if it is minus politics in the yards or in the APMC institution, definitely it is one of the best marketing system and marketing chain in the country. We can show it with this thing now, because further I need not, because time is approaching. Now it is open to the audience to pose any questions. I am prepared to answer. Yes, Mr. Trivikram.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable insights. Now, with your permission, can we move on to the Q&A session, sir?
Yes. Because you have given only 1 hour to me. Now, 5 minutes or 10 minutes is left out.
We can have for about 20 minutes, sir. It's still 6:53. For about 15-20 minutes, we can take up a couple of questions. So through that also, you will be able to share your knowledge with our viewers.
Yes, Mr. Vikram.
All right. Before we go ahead with the online question, I saw one offline question by Mr. Prasanna Kumar.
Yes. Yes, Mr.
Sir,
Prasanna.
after amendment, the farmers get better prices for their goods, and whether this amendment is copied from the Central Act. That is his question.
Now, Central Act and State Act hand in glove. Now, one example, I'll give a typical example. Now, let us say, because I am from the Kolar district and this Srinivaspura or Kolar market I will take. Kolar market is called APMC tomato market. It is the largest number 2. First is Pune, number 2 is Kolar market, tomato market, where lakhs and crores of transactions are taking place. Now, for a moment, we are in 2020. Now, this act, what it is now effect is the trader or a big person who is sitting in Delhi, he will have his own arrangement of agents. He will arrange for agents. Let us say Prasanna is also a farmer, and he is growing about 1,000 box of tomato every season. It is a seasonal crop of 3 months. And Vikram is also one of a farmer. He is also growing 1,000 box per season. Like that, 4 or 5 or 10 members, they are all to say mega producers. They are all to say strength to the market. We are bringing it and we are trading this in the APMC markets. And now, first year, now this is how a clever idea of these so-called corporate bodies. First year, with this act, the trader will directly approach Prasanna XYZ, 10 members, who are all the backbone of this market. They say now the box per one box is valued in the auction is 550. Let us say this is for example, now it's also 600, 550. Now this the so-called corporate body, they will come and say to the Prasanna with this new enactment straight to his forum, sir, Prasanna, I will give it for 575. It is now 550 in the market. Why can't you give it to me? Then Prasanna will look at, because he's a farmer, he look at only the income. He will be very happy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once our box like that, XYZ 10 members in the year 2020, this sale has gone. And now the market first year, about 10 members, now they are out. And again, second year also, same price they will maintain, 550 to 575 or 580. Yes, Prasanna is very happy, we will do it. Again, third year also will maintain same thing. Fourth year, little more, 5 rupees, because they have tons of money. These corporate who are, I don't want to name those persons. And now in the fifth year, by that time, what happens, the process is the so-called living markets, the so-called the farmer-friendly market chain, that becomes weak. Like Prasanna, 20 members year by year, they will reduce. Then nobody is there in the market to purchase it. And competitive prices cannot be there in the market. And the moneyed persons, nobody will visit the market to have open action or to purchase the produce. Then automatically market becomes weaker. And now in the sixth year, Prasanna again is a grower of this tomato. Sixth year, the ex-trader or so-called corporate or so-called the moneyed person, they will come. Prasanna, rate ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು 575. ನಿನಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಿದ್ದಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇದು ದೇಶ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಬೆಳೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಇವಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಈ ಸತಿ ನೀನು ಒಂದು 500 ತಗೊಳಪ್ಪ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾವು ಮೈ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ I cannot carry to the market because nobody is there. Traders are no competitive prices, or nobody will come because it's already it has been de-nerved, dead and gone, skeleton. And now I have been forced, I have been coerced to give it to only this fellow. And again 2026, again you can't. Again Prasanna will say, sir, they may say, the people may say, no, they have a technology, they can look into the this internet, WhatsApp, etc., etc., etc. Those are all controlled by those mafia. I'm using this word mafia last. And again, that fellow will come and say, "Illa, Prasanna, neenu 400 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡು." ಸರ್, ಇದೇನು ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ? ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರು, ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ತಿಪ್ಪೆಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೊಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡಪ್ಪ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆಬಿಡು. Yes, then what is your situation? Please tell me. Tell me. This is what has happened in the coffee board and also the other markets where the agriculture produce. In the sugarcane also same thing happened. In how many cases the sugarcane growers from the companies, they have received money? Please tell me. And what action government has taken? Every fellow has to come to the High Court or to any other redressive remedy. They have to fight out litigation. Now, apart from my agricultural work, is it a thing which I have to come and again make expenditure towards litigations? This is one thing where it is a very, very, very serious issue which the government has to think twice and a dozen of time. Number 2, now when we have given our tax money, it is, I said, roughly 1 lakh crore entire state. And think of this 27,000 markets in the entire country. And think of 40,000 sub-markets in the entire country. What happened to this? Is it not our tax money? It is hard-earned tax money of citizens of India. Is it not a larger interest of the farmers and larger interest of the public? Is it not a mockery on the entire democratic setup, which is by bringing this ordinance Raj, they are bringing it? We should condemn it. See, Prasanna, this is how slowly it happens after 3 or 4 years. This is definite thing. It is a practical thing. Practical. Yes, next question.
All right, sir. Mr. Jayasimha has a question. Mr. Jayasimha, I have unmuted you. You can go ahead with your question. Next, we will be having Mr. K.R. Nagendra Prasad.
Yes.
You could be ready, sir.
Yes, Jayasimha.
Jayasimha, quickly, could you ask your question? Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Nagendra Prasad, you could go ahead with your question.
Yes, Nagendra.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
good
hello,
evening.
Mr. Shivaprakash, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
It's a nice subject, sir. And my question is,
Yes.
see, not only the farmers, sir, even traders who are in the yard, and they are not provided any facilities. Even to the farmer who comes there, it doesn't have any basic facilities. For example, as you said, there are 1,000 markets.
Correct.
About all put together, sub-markets and other things.
In-
But basic roads are not there. Basic amenities are not there. Even they are not, APMC board is not making any improvement. Even they are not allowing others also to do it.
Correct. You are correct.
And in few of, in my own, one of the case, it's already markets are, as you said, more than 30 years old now. The buildings have been leakage and other things. The quality of construction is so and so. Now it requires the maintenance. They are not allowing into the market the basic things for material, that is cement and sand and everything for redoing it. That is permission is they are not giving. Is it basic permission is required from them to obtain?
Not required.
They are not allowing in the gate.
No, in which place? In which place?
In Bangalore itself. I've seen in Bangalore, in Chikbalapur also.
Yes, in Bangalore market, with due respect, it may cause insult to those persons. It's a mafia of traders. And now the persons from North Karnataka, onion, garlic, and potato, they bring it. Yeah. And now these persons are well-netted mafia. The government is mum because the unholy nexus. I should not use now is the high time because we cannot cure it in a day or two. At least after 20 years, my next generation, at least they will take up these issues because such a noble legislation, such a noble constitutional frameworks, such a noble souls of our state made this enactment in the year 1966. Now the fate is the very preamble says because the Kadadala Manjappa during that time debate in the assembly and also in the our Mr. Shantavari Gopal Gowda, they are the to say living persons even now with their debates. Those things, if our legislators, if they reread, at least they know what is the sanctity of this legislation. Nobody is interested. They casually go to like a restaurant or a park and they will sit and they will come. This is this I cannot express it, but it is high time to express as an advocate. I know what is it. If they read it, even if a kindergarten children, they will read it and they understand. But these legislatures, it's not a thing with general thing I am making statement. There are about 10%. There are also a very systematic and a very disciplined persons. Remaining persons, less said the better. They are not coming with preparation. They don't have a healthy discussion. This is the fate. Now, the preamble itself says that to provide infrastructures and to give efficient marketing. This is the power of committee. And now the secretaries in the APMC markets, it is very sad to say secretaries. They are to say supreme rulers and supreme command. And they are equal to almost in the big market, principal market, they are like a cabinet rank ministers. It's very painful to say. The secretary's duty is to look after all these things. And secretary, they are the persons who are now in a good market. Secretaries are designated they are equal to second division clerks. The agriculture college and the University of Agriculture, they have opened a course and a faculty where it is called Agriculture Marketing and Cooperation. The graduates, there are about 1,000 or and odd graduates are there. If they are brought into this direct recruitment, is marketing the system of APMC, they have the knowledge. At least they improve with the marketing and the chain of market, and also the intrastate, etc., etc. These secretaries, the so-called promoted second division clerks, they are not allowing to those persons to come into government. The governance has to look into that aspect also. If educated, knowledgeable person, if they come, at least there will be a service, they can render some service. Now these secretaries, in my humble respect submission, they are all second division clerks. They are handling the entire institution of APMCs, and your reference of Bangalore and this Singen Agrahara, and again this Dasanpura, and again big markets like Ranibenur and Belgaum, as well as this Dharwad, Hubli, Kolar. These are all controlled by these vested interest person, where every day farmers are exploited. And even the farmers' representatives are not there, because I said it is a political gamut and a political game in these things. If politics is minus politics, the markets, management, and all the things which to the spirit of this legislation, it will live. Now that is the thing where you have to rise, and the legislators have to rise to that occasion, and they have to cure that small defects. If it is cured, then it is always a friendly, farmer-friendly markets.
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jaisim. I have again unmuted you. Quickly, if you could ask your question.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, legislation ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾನ ಕರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಸರ್.
ನೀವು ನಗಬೇಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಈ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾನೇ ಕರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾನೇ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಕಾನೂನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ? ಅವರು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತವ್ರೆ, ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಶ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. So-called trader mafia, so-called kingpins in the markets. The second stage where the jump is only the assembly. I am bold enough to say this is a very painful and a sorry state of affairs. That governance.
Sir, how can we correct this, sir?
See, correction.
Is there any way to correct?
Correction is like our one example. If I want to give. Like our earlier legislators like C. Bairegowda and Y.K. Ramaya, and from Mandya Chaudaya and Yashodhara Dasappa. These are the persons, great souls who are controlling bureaucrats. There were checks and bounds are there to their all whatever they want to play. They did not allow these persons. Now, whatever these bureaucrats are the persons who says, these persons without a second word of wisdom, they accept it and they do it. This is unfortunate situation. At least now, instead of commenting and instead of making some sarcastic comments on those persons, you sow a seed. At least after 15-20 years, a good generation will come, good thing will come, and these persons, these misdeeds will be controlled.
All right, sir. Thank you. We have Mr. C.V. Manjunatha, who has a question. Yes, Mr. Manjunatha, you can go ahead. Mr. Manjunatha, I have unmuted you.
Yes.
Quickly, you.
Yes,
sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, namaste. Sir, it is very good subject today. We are being the farmer community. We are very happy to just have this session, sir. Just my question is that,
Yes.
sir, marketing agents, that is commission agents in the present markets, they are taking 8%, 10% of the commission from the farmers. That is the income which they have taken from their proceeds. What is the that commission amount, whether they are giving to the government or any institution making use for the welfare of the farmers or the state? That is my question, sir.
Say it is outright illegal, outright unlawful and it is offense. Commission and traders shall not receive anything from the producer. The buyer has to pay 2% on vegetables and a different percentage up to 5% in the vegetables and food grains. Now the system has happened like this. These they form a ring where in the morning there is to say a message or a signal from the so-called mafias. You must not exceed this much or this rate in the market. And he is the fellow who will play all the tricks because they are not true to their conscience. Their level is also always on the same commission agent, commission. They are the persons who cause all these mischiefs. If a educated farmer like you and your background families or relatives, if anybody with the secretary or with the president, if you lodge a simple complaint of one line with the way in which they are taking commission, way in which they are giving white slips, white paper, it is also our Lordship Vikramadji Sen taken it very seriously, and it was time and again vigilance has taken care of it, and in Kolar, Chikbalapura, Chintamani and other parts like Belgaum, one officer who is a prompt officer who has taken action. I am very much happy and proud of him. Like that, you the educated persons from each family farming committee, you should be aware of all these things, and you should in one line you should give a complaint. They must initiate action and they must take action as per, because it's a supreme power is given to the secretary in the act. He has to act. And now these mediators or action purchasers or dalali, our knowledge ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಬೇರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾನದಂಡ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವರು ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಓದೋದವ್ರಂಗೆ ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೇಟ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತು. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನೇ APMC 3-4 ರೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೈಗೊಂದು ಗಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ APMC ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಅವ್ಯವಹಾರಗಳು ಕೈಗೊಂದು ಗಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಘನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೈಗಾಗಿರೋ ಗಾಯನ ಏನೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮುಲಾಮು ಇಲ್ಲ ಔಷಧಿ ಹಾಕಿ ವಾಸಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿನ್ನ ಕೈನೇ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. They are amputing the whole hand itself. That's my painful expression in the matter of this ordinances. Yes.
Mr. Gupta, sir, you can go ahead. I see a couple of them raising their hand. I will definitely give you chances.
Yes, Shiv Prakash, very nice with regard to your knowledge on the Act, APMC. This APMC Act came somewhere in 1965-66. I have involved there in the traders, on behalf of the traders at that time, I'll tell you.
Gupta, sir.
Now, Mr. Shiv Prakash.
Yes, sir.
The market committee has granted the properties to the traders on leave and lace basis to the several commission agents and also. Now the lease and they have also executed the sale deeds. But when they want to let out the property, when they want to sell the property, again they have to go to the permission to the committee. Again the committee says it has to come from the government. What is the situation when they have executed the sale deeds in favor of the action purchasers?
Sir, basically sale deeds executed the persons who are fully professed with traders.
Yes.
Now, with that, he can continue either himself or to his heirs who are continuing or successors. Otherwise, if there is any such condition, he can ask for permission to sell the property to the third parties. There is no restrictions after completion of the lease. The reason which he gives to the authority, that is the committee and to the president, must be reasonable and also lawful. Now, what is happening is, all Tom, Dick and Harrys, they have their own inroad nexus and they will take these licenses. And some other third parties, these are all Benami fellows. And because I said that this entire marketing system has been politicized. This is what happening. XYZ, Tom, Dick and Harry, they will take a trade license. And ABC, the other person, they will come and say, this checks and balances, checks and balances with the secretaries. It is his duty to look into it and take action and to seize the property. It is not, they are not doing. So far as your question, Gupta sir, the sale is permissible under the Act. where you can seek permission from the committee, that is Agriculture Marketing Committee, where they can pass resolution and they can permit for sale of this property. There is no absolute bar in sale of this property, Gupta sir.
Even to grant the lease, they say we have to give a permission.
Grant lease.
The lease also to rent out the property.
No, rent out property because it is in your name, trader. You
Yes.
are a trader. And a trader alone should.
So for another trader, I want to give to another trader who has a license.
Sir, you another trader who is a licensed because he doesn't have that place to sit and do the trade in the market. That's why you want to let out.
Yes.
See, there also he can seek permission because one is defunct, another is active. If defunct, genuinely if it is defunct, then committee can take decision and it can give that accommodation to the other trader because development. See, earlier in the Kolar itself or in Bangalore, it was only in 2 acres, 3 acres. Now, because of large agricultural produce, incoming produce, there are now 20 acres or 30 acres where allotment is made on priority and allotment is made on the bona fide traders. These are the criteria where the committee will take care and it can allot it. There is no total bar on the allotment or sale or lease.
It will take 1 year, sir. Shiv Prakash, it will take 1 year.
Sir, they will take 1 year or 2 years because the other factor of extraneous factor which I do not want to disclose.
I understand the question.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Where exactly these are all the gray areas where commission agents and traders and also the other nexus. These are the gray areas for these bureaucrats. That has to be curbed only with the iron hands of either governance or people with awareness like you, sir, or the so-called nowadays judicial activism that we can do it. Yes, sir.
Harish and, thank you, sir. Mr. Harish and Joseph, sir, I'll accommodate you. Before that, we have Mr. Puttige Ramesh. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Trivikram. Namaskara, Shiv Prakash.
Ramesh sir, namaskara sir.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು
In
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ.
continuation of the answer you have given for the first question of Mr. Prasanna, so I
Yes,
have a suggestion. Why can't we have a fixed price fixed every morning so that buying at a price lesser or more than that price is a criminal offense? So ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ 575 ಅಂತ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಲ್ಟಿ MNC ಗಳು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 500 ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಫೈನ್, you fix a price, any person buying at a price lesser or more than that price is an offense ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ?
Sir, MSP, that is minimum sale price.
Right.
This has to be taken care by this committee and this secretaries or in the state that's director of this APMC or the board. They're all only for this thing they have established. And now so far as this price fixing is concerned, as you said, the food grains like tower or this other food grains, jawar, etc., you can fix it. These there are other goods where it is a perishable items. Perishable items, to fix it, it is a fluctuation. It is an open market. That is called even now, whatever the legislation they bring it, the price discovery of foreign produce is only under this APMC ads and APMC markets in the entire country. There is no other magic to have a price discovery of agriculture produce. Even the Institute of Marketing and this agriculture produce, they also agree price fixing. That price fixing uniformly we cannot fix throughout country. You can fix in so far as food grains are concerned. So far as vegetables and fruits are concerned, this is fluctuation per day. On the day, it varies and it fluctuates. There, the authorities have to fix in the morning the number of produce arrival and demand. They have to display it in a big conspicuous boards and they have to announce it in the loudspeakers. That is how the guidelines given by our Lordship Vikramji said in the APMC matter. And also it is in the APMC Act itself, displaying boards conspicuously and in the regional language, they have to announce it. These two aspects, they are not doing it. It is deliberated.
Instead of announcing in the morning, what I suggest is there should be some amendment to make the announcement on the previous night.
Sir, previous night we don't know how many farmers are bringing produce to the yard, because if there is any system of quantum of produce which comes to the market, then we can fix this. Now there is no certainty, because that is again education. That the right from this Gram Panchayat and agricultural department and horticulture department, all are interconnected departments. They have to give awareness, and they have to see that these producers how to bring and when to bring, area wise, village wise, Hobli wise, or Panchayat wise. Then arrival we can have some idea that they are not doing. This is the non-coordination inter-se between departments. That's also one of the major lacuna.
Thank you.
Now,
Prakash.
in the HOPCOM is brainchild of Dr. Marigoda, Pitamaha of horticulture, 1964. It is such a noble legislation where Mr. Korean, that is KMF founder, that's Joseph Korean from Kerala, he is Amul product and Amul in Haryana. The Act, Cooperative Act, and this Act, what Marigoda has enacted here in the HOPCOM, he has taken entire Act as it is to the KMF. Now see how this KMF is progressing and how it has a chain of marketing system, producers, etc., etc. So whereas HOPCOM is concerned, we have a lot of things to say, but there is no time to say. There also the very same thing of mafia, where the small attenders and the small sale persons, now they are kingpins in the HOPCOM. It's a very sad days, very sad thing.
Development, Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Mr. Harish, and after that, Mr. Chandrakant Raju. Yes, Mr. Harish, please.
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್. ಬೆಳೆಗಾರರ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ APMC ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಮಗ್ರವಾದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ is going to do away with the notified market places. Okay.
Yes.
So with this, will there not be is there any benefit to the government and through any revenue, or is there going to be loss to the revenue? One. ಎರಡನೇದು ಸರ್, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ, because of the central government ordinance, will there be more interstate trade of agriculture products? And if so, what is the benefit to the government? Will there be revenue loss or revenue gain to the government? Otherwise, whom is it this ordinance benefiting in both the cases?
In my humble expression, it is lost to the government. It is lost to the government because the manner in which cess is collected, manner in which a transaction and payment revenue to the government, that now they want to curtail it, and they want to make one fellow as a corporate or as a techie fellow, a moneyed fellow. They want to encourage him like our, I should not express, like our Vijay Mallya. Now, they want to, the so-called companies, so-called corporate sector is, if I want to say, because in the newspapers and also in the literature, what I read is Ambani's, Adani's, and this big market. There are the persons who are behind these ordinances. No doubt, it is their brainchild, and bureaucrats, to their tune, to their music, they are dancing. This is a very unfortunate situation we have reached. Even the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Chief Minister of the state, they have been cleanly, cleverly misled by these bureaucratic setup. They have been misled because our Honorable Chief Minister, he knows about farmers from his constituency, Shumaga, and Honorable Prime Minister also knows about the real plight of these farmers. But the core committee are the coterie of these bureaucrats. They are the root cause. They have misled and they have misguided the Honorable Prime Minister as well as the Honorable Chief Minister. It is a loss to the government. And now come to the next scenario, where earlier when we were all children and we have the knowledge about this agro industries in the state of Karnataka. It was also a well-established agriculture institution where by amendment they have defunct, they made this agro industries a defunct. Now see the fate of this agro industries, their establishments and their properties and other activities. It is made defunct. Is it not a thing which government, our revenue, our tax money, and the way in which they are playing with these farmers and the farming community, is it not a thing which a mockery on the bureaucratic powers? It is a clear fraud and a colorful exercise on power. Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chandrakant. Quickly, you can go ahead, and next would be Mr. Joe Joseph, sir.
Happy evening, sir.
Mr. Prasanna, any question? ಏನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ? ನೀನು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಿಸ್ಟ್, ನೀನೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ತಿಳಿದಿರೋನು, ಹೇಳು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಚಂದ್ರಕಾಂತ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್
ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ವಿಕ್ರಮ್. ಎಸ್
ಸರ್, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಾವು ತಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯವರೇ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
ಕೋಲಾರ ಅವರು ಸರ್. ಇವಾಗ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟಿದೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಕೋಲಾರ.
ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್.
ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಈ ತರ ದಳ್ಳಾಳಿಗಳು ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಈ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಎಂತದ್ದು ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು 10 ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 20 ಜನ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ, ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಇದಕ್ಕೇನು ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇನು ಅಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಅದೇ ತರ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೀವೋ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ ಗೆನೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಟೊಮೊಟೊ 700 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸಡನ್ 70 ರೂಪಾಯಿ.
ಹೌದು, ಇದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು ಕೋಲಾರ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಕೋಲಾರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಇದು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಖಾಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 1 ಎಕರೆ 2 ಎಕರೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1%, 1.5% ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಗಮೋಹನ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ವೆರಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ APMC ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಸ್ ನ ಅಪೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ನ. ಅದನ್ನ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಆ ಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವರಮಾನ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಂತದ್ದು ಬಜೆಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ವರಮಾನ ಬರೋಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸಮಗ್ರವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಇದು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ, ಯಾರಿಂದ ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಯಕ್ಷ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ರೈತರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ವಹಿಸಿರೋರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ರೈತರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸದಾನಂದ ಗೌಡ್ರು ಇದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಪಾಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡೋರು. ನನ್ಗೆ ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸಪುರ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತರು. ಇಂಥವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇರೋಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ರೈತ ಕುಟುಂಬದಿಂದ, ರೈತ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಪರವಾಗಿ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ವರ್ಗ ಏನಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಾಯತ್ತ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರುವಂತ ವರ್ಗ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಬೋಧನೆಗಳು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಂತವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ವಹಿಸಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾನೂನುಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ APMC ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಲೋಪಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಬಿಗಿಯಾಗಿ ಐರನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು farmer friendly market and consumers will be very happy to get a reasonable price and also supply to their doorsteps.
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Joe Joseph. Sir, you can go ahead with your question, and last would be Mr. K.N. Prasanna, the last question for the day.
Sir, can I go?
Prasanna.
Shivaprakash, sir.
Yes, sir.
Explain this very well. I'm really happy about that. Now,
Yes.
my simple question is that when the product is surplus, either mango or tomato, we hear that the farmers are unable to sell it in the market, and it's been thrown on the road, it's been destroyed, and they are under real pressure. Is there any relief for such kind of situation over there, sir? What can be done about in a situation like that?
Yes, there because this cess is collected and it is the revolving fund in the committee and in the government, as well as board is also having huge funds. These things were in a distress price, where example that you said that surplus. Now our population is 136 crores, dear brother. Now this is also again, this is also a ploy played by the vested interest mafia, because our logistic system is so good. Now from Kolar to, we can transport it to Allahabad, Ahmedabad and Bhopal and Delhi. When such being the case, these trading mafia, again, they are root cause for this. Now, if there is any such distress price, the revolving fund, the APMC from the state government, as well as APMC board, it is somewhat higher the board where these committee members will elect board directors. These persons, they can support the farmers by giving the supportive price. Also, the loss occurred. It is not at all an issue, not because they make this publicity and they give wide publicity in papers. But in truth, they have sufficient funds where the cess of 1.5% where Justice Nagapan Das has ordered in the judgment, reported judgment, and a very, to say, a landmark judgment in the APMC market. Earlier, ITC versus State of Karnataka, where the judgment rendered, even it cannot be even altered with such a meaning of trade, farmer produce, industry, etc., etc. These things are there. These things are made available. But a systematic way of bureaucracy where they are doing all these things by giving wide publicity and throwing our products on the road. This is a very unfortunate situation, unfortunate thing that the government at that time, they have to immediately support the farmers with this revolving fund and also funds with the board. It is, they are using these funds for extraneous purpose, and they are all white elephants, which though they claim to be farmers, their lifestyle and other things, if you look at, it is very unfortunate, the situation it has reached that place. Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Before we give opportunity to Mr. Prasanna, sir, request you to wind up very quickly because we have one more person. Mr. Shamant also has a question. So, yes, Mr. Prasanna.
ಅಣ್ಣ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ರೈತರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಏನೋ ಬೀಜ ನಿಗಮ APMC ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಹಲೋ APMC ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬೀಜ ನಿಗಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ ಗತಿನೇ ಬರೋದು ಈಗ ರೈತರಿಗೆ. ಬೀಜ ನಿಗಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ ಬೀಜ ನಿಗಮ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಬೀಜಗಳು, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಪೌಲ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಕೈಗೆ. ಗುಣ, ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರ, ಗಾಡ್ರೇಜ್ ಇವ್ರು ಏನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ರೇಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ರೈತನಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್ ತರ ದುಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ APMC ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಈ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರ ಬೇಕು, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಜವಾದ ನೈಜ ಭಾವನೆ, ನೈಜ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ಯೆನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಇದು ಸೀಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೀಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 1964 ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟ್, ಅದಿರೋದು 5 ಪೇಜ್. 5 ಪೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಮೈಕ್ರಾನು ಅದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಹಾಳುಗೆಡವಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ನಂಜುಂಡಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದೇ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ, ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇವರಿಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇದ್ದು ತಾಕತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸೀಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತನ್ನಿ. ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ರೈತನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬೆಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಹಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಕಲ್ಲಂಗಡಿ, ಇಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸೋರೆಕಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಕುಂಬಳಕಾಯಿ ಆಗೋದು, ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಆದಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಂದು ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇದು ಮಣ್ಣು ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್, ಔಷಧಿ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಾಕತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತರ ಕೇಳಿ, ಅವಾಗೂ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಸ್.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Shamant, quickly you can go ahead with your question. Mr. Ashok, you wanted to pose a question.
Sir, hello.
A couple of times I've added you to the panel, but you have left the panel. Sorry,
Yes.
sir, I may not be able to accommodate you. Yes, Mr. Shamant.
Yes, Raman, tell me.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Good evening. Tell me, sir.
Sir, ಈಗ ಈ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹೌದು.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್? ಒಂದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದ್ರ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ನಾನು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಈಗ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಭಾಷೆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಅದು ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳು ಮರ್ತೋಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಈ ಮಲ್ಟಿನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಯೇಟ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100-150 ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗಿದ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಉದ್ದೇಶ? ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಅಂತ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಟು ದ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಈಸ್ unorganized sector where he can be exploited, where he can be time and again exploited by the governance one after the other. ಅದೇ ನೀವೇನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಟೀಚರ್ಸು, ಇಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನಾರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ಎ ಪ್ರೋನ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಎ ಫರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ದೇ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬೋನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ and always we should be with them and we must support them. That they have forgotten, sir. This is a very unfortunate situation we have reached. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now we have reached the fag end of this session. Once again, sir, on behalf of Advocates Association Bengaluru, I extend my sincere thanks to you for a wonderful presentation and addressing our queries. Thank you so much.
Thank
I will
you.
be logging off the session, sir.
Thank you.